Sorry, folks. Part 3. So, my wife, she made an interesting decision. Since it's possible that we'll have to have a staycation this year instead of a vacation, because we don't know when every state's going to reopen. We don't know what restrictions are going to be in place. So unless, and I hope this doesn't happen, but unless every state's just kind of like, yeah, we're basically open, or unless the federal government comes in and says, hey, all states are going to open, which I really hope does not happen, because the federal government doesn't have the ability to look at hotspots as close state to state. So I think the state and even local governments could make better decisions than the federal government could. We might end up just having a staycation and doing stuff locally this year. There's several fun things that we could do that would be just like day trips, so we get to spend the night in our own beds unless we went camping somewhere or stayed at a hotel just for convenience sake. But there's several things that we could do that our kids haven't been to before, that they might be too young to remember doing, because one year we had a staycation just due to budget concerns, and I didn't have a lot of time off work that particular year. So we just stayed local. We went 2 or 3 different cities, but we ended up staying out. I think we stayed 1 or 2 nights in a hotel. It wasn't a big deal. But had a really great time. Had a really great time doing it. Gosh, we had fun. But my youngest was just over a year old, so she may not remember some of the stuff that we did. So go back. The other kids enjoyed it. They probably would again. But that's one of the ideas that we're floating around. Because I don't know that going anywhere is feasible this year, unfortunately. But I'd love to hear what your summer plans are, if you've got any. I'm not making any yet. The company I work for, they use your vacation time when they do a maintenance shutdown, typically the first week of July. So, in a hypothetical scenario, this summer I get 2 weeks, or this year I get 2 weeks of paid vacation time. If they take a 2-week maintenance shutdown first week of July, I have no vacation that I can use any other point in time. I do get some personal time, and there's a couple other odd holidays throughout the year, but that's what I get for paid vacation, aside from personal days. But anyway, if they do 1 week, I can schedule the other week or use the other time as I see fit. But that's something that is to be discussed at a later point in time once all this blows over. But for the longest time, I've had to schedule my vacation around the company and what they wish. And if they decide to do 3 weeks, I get a week of unemployment. But anyway, normally they would have already announced their summer shutdown plans by this point of the year. Well, they took a month-long delay on that, so they won't be announcing summer shutdown plans until the 1st of May, I think. 1st or 2nd of May. Just to give themselves a little bit more time to kind of figure out what the overall projections are for the rest of the year, if they got any maintenance work done while we've been laid off, or what the game plan is for the rest of the year. Because some of the stuff, like maintenance, all that stuff's scheduled out in advance by quite a bit. So that can't be, a lot of it can't be done earlier, because the companies that do a lot of that contractor work are busy doing other contractor work. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I'm hoping that we end up going back to work soon. There's rumors that we'll be going back to work the first week of May, so that's week and change away, 2 weeks away, whatever. I think it's 2 weeks away on Mondays when we go back. I tell you what, I definitely learned that being a stay-at-home spouse requires a lot more patience than I'd originally thought. The last time I was out of work for any amount of time, I was going nuts just from not being productive and wondering if I'd have enough money to pay the light bill and everything else. Well, money's not hugely concerning right now. I've got enough in the bank to last a little while. But I'm going stir crazy, and I realized the amount of patience that it takes to be a stay-at-home spouse. My wife did that for a number of years, and also I realized how time-consuming stuff is. Like, there were days that I'd come home, and I wasn't a jerk about it, but I'd come home and I'd think, what did she do all day? And she went grocery shopping, took a kid to an appointment, whatever, and now I totally get it. Because nothing goes as fast as you hope it does. You know, you get to the doctor's office, you hurry up and wait, you get done at the doctor's office. As soon as you walk out the door and get everybody loaded in the car, someone's got to pee, you got to stop and get gas. It takes 30 minutes longer in the grocery store than you were expecting, and I get it. Being a stay-at-home parent is no joke. And anyone that says otherwise should get the beat down. So I remember reading one time someone did the math on stay-at-home parents, all the jobs, you know, cook or chef, depending on what they cook, but, you know, making 3 meals a day, chauffeuring kids to and from this, that, and the other thing. Most of them are typically fairly good at first aid. So, sports nurse, some of them volunteers, coaches, and this, that, and the other. But if you paid bottom dollar for each of those jobs that stay-at-home parents typically do, stay-at-home parents would make leaps and bounds more than a lot of careers if they got paid bottom dollar for all the things that they do. They would make $300,000 a year. So, yeah, stay-at-home parents, no joke. Props to you. I will tell you one thing I didn't realize. It's how much siblings enjoy driving each other crazy. I know my sister and I did it, but I wasn't annoyed by it because I was the one doing it to my sister, or vice versa. So then it was fighting back at her. And I didn't realize how crazy we were driving our parents the whole time we were doing it. Which I know my mom just chuckles at that when they do that, because she's like, you used to do the same thing. I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. That actually happened the other day. We were in the car going somewhere. Mom was riding with us, and the kids started driving each other crazy and ratting on the other one, telling half the story. The other one rat half the other story, their half of the story. And can you all please just not drive each other crazy? And my mom's like, so that's a thing that happened. And it made my mother chuckle quite a bit. Well, I think I've said about all I'm going to say. For today, I got nothing else really. Hope y'all are doing okay out there in YouTube world. Stay safe. Thanks for tuning in. Hope y'all enjoyed. Like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell. I'd love to hear from you guys. Take care. I'll see you next time.